Good morning, Connor kiddos. Okay, today I thought we'd do something a little bit different. We're going to do some nonfiction. So, here's the book we're going to read. This one's called Vet Emergencies 24/7. And this was a book that Ashton loved when he was little. So it's different stories of how vets can help save different animals. So this first one is about an alligator. Okay? An alligator who had a taste for hot dogs. Here we go. So the emergency vet's Mr. Dr. Kevin Fitzgerald, and the patient is Albert the alligator. The diagnosis was, Tim brings his alligator Albert to Alameda East, that's the name of the vet office, after feeding him a hot dog. The hot dog made Albert so bloated so that Tim wanted to make sure he needed a checkup and make sure he was okay. Baby Albert weighs only 1 pound. He has a lot of growing to do to reach the 200 pounds he'll weigh in about 5 years. But like any other animal, he enjoys being petted and scratched behind his neck. He even enjoys walking on a leash. And like the other pets, he shouldn't be fed table scraps. His treatment is Dr. Fitzgerald uses a syringe of medicine that will clean out his insides. Follow up, Albert's bloating is gone and he will no longer be eating hot dogs as his diet. So you can see the picture of him. There he is, getting his medicine. He's a happy alligator again. Okay, this next one's called An Iguana Making Money. Here we go. So this iguana's name is Spike, and he has 2 doctors working on him. You can see the pictures down here. There's Spike. Spike was throwing up the night before. Spike's owner, Anne, thinks that her iguana climbed onto the kitchen counter and ate some cat food. Dr. Fitzgerald takes x-rays, but that's not easy. Spike is one feisty iguana with a powerful tail. Iguanas are territorial, and Spike is no exception. Spike and Dr. Fitzgerald have a very brief wrestling match. Dr. Fitzgerald wins. The treatment is, the x-rays show that Spike has eaten several coins. There's new pennies, and they have zinc on them, which is toxic. So it worries the owner and the vets. Dr. Fitzgerald and Dr. Taylor operate on Spike to remove 2 dimes and 1 nickel. So he's worth how much money? 2 dimes and 1 nickel. 25 cents. Dr. Fitzgerald operate on them. They remove the 2 dimes and 5 pennies. Sorry, 2 dimes and 5 pennies. They were corroded, which means that they have been inside Spike for quite a while. The toxic coins were making Spike sick. The follow-up is 24 hours after surgery, the spirited iguana is giving the doctors a run for their money. He wants his 25 cents back. Spike must be feeling better because he wants to wrestle. Spike owner now has change for a phone call, and her iguana is on the road to recovery. So that's the x-ray where you can see some of the money. And here's one of the nurses taking care of him. And there's the money that they pulled out of Spike. Spike the iguana eating money. Okay, I love this picture. See that great picture of that sweet, sweet retriever? Okay, this one is about Rocky. And he is a golden retriever, and Dr. Fitzgerald and Dr. Taylor have to take care of him because his owner, Melissa, is playing fetch with him. And suddenly, the stick he's playing with disappears. They can't find it. Rocky sits down and he starts pawing at his throat and he starts gagging. So Melissa rushes him to Alameda Center. Dr. Fitzgerald can't see the stick, but he can see little cuts right down inside of his throat. He takes an x-ray that shows the stick is lodged inside of his throat. It's a larger stick than expected, 9 inches long. Okay, so think of like a ruler and just shave 3 inches off of that. That's a long stick, and he swallowed it. Dr. Fitzgerald's afraid that the stick has also cut the inside of his throat and esophagus, and I know you guys just learned about esophagus with Dr. Henry because you've been doing digestive system. A tube that runs from his throat to his chest, that's called your esophagus. The treatment is, the stick is so long that Dr. Taylor has to cut it in half before he can remove it surgically. It's a difficult procedure to extract the stick without harming poor Rocky's important organs. The good news is, the stick has not cut his esophagus. The only wound is at the very back of his mouth, his mouth, not his throat, where the stick hit first. Although this was an unusual accident to have happened, the results could not have been better. The follow-up is, 3 days after the accident, Rocky's ready to fetch again, but no more sticks for Rocky. Now Melissa just throws a soft fetch toy so that Robbie will not get his throat cut on anything. So there he is when he first goes in. So he opens up his mouth. There's the stick, and he doesn't feel very good. And so there's the x-ray. There's the stick. Look how huge that is. How did he get that so stuck all the way down his throat? That's crazy. Okay, I have one more. This one's about a dog who climbs trees. His name's Tucker. Tucker the Cocker Spaniel. And just remember how much dogs love squirrels. Okay. Tucker climbs trees to chase squirrels. His owner, Chris and Lisa, are making breakfast one morning when suddenly they hear a loud thump. They rush outside to find that Tucker has fallen out of a tree. The Cocker Spaniel is crazy about chasing squirrels, and previously he's fallen out of trees. This time, though, he fell from a really great height. Tucker's having problems breathing, so his owners rush him over to Alameda Center. Dr. Prowse takes x-rays of Tucker, and she fears that the irregular breathing might be caused by air or fluid trapped inside his chest. Fortunately, though, the x-rays are normal, showing that the lungs are all clear, and apparently Tucker just got the wind knocked out of him. The follow-up is, Dr. Prowse sends Tucker home to rest with advice not to climb any more trees. Chris and Lisa take their wonder dog home and try to keep his feet on the ground. So here he is when he first goes in. They're looking at him, trying to diagnose the problem. Do some x-rays. And there's old naughty stinker Tucker climbing trees to get squirrels. It's not funny, but it kind of is funny. I would love to see a dog try to climb up a tree. So, there's a fun nonfiction book for you today. And here comes the other dog just in time to say hello. Good morning. We were just reading about puppies like you. You don't climb trees to chase squirrels, though, do you? No. Okay. So you guys have a great day. Go outside and play. It's going to be a little bit windy today, but then the sun's going to shine. So I will see you guys. Oh, don't forget to bring your books back on Wednesday. Have your parents drop them off at the library or by your homework packet, and we'll make sure that we get them all turned in. We're going to race to see who gets them all in first, which class gets them in first. So, okay, have a great day. Bye. Say bye.